that many times in a person's lifetime when they are shocked by something. And this story shocked me. I think because I knew both of the men involved. Well, I knew Dave because I had sung in one of his choirs, and I was also doing radio work, and I actually interviewed him twice because he was doing the Beatlemania, and he had every Beatles song recorded, and he performed, and he was famous around town just for that, one of the many things that he was famous for.
But John was certainly my favorite. John was the one who captured so many aspects of the human condition in his songs and was the most vulnerable. The one who was not only a songwriter and musician, but also a philosopher, a visual artist, a poet. I have a feeling that he could have been great at anything he set out to do in his life. Just an absolute genius of a man.
Mr. Robin Lawson on piano, ladies and gentlemen.
Then the day that I heard about Robin being ill, that's the day that I just almost couldn't contain my shock. And it just, the way that it unfolded, I was almost reeling with, how can this coincidence be happening?
So, when we got to the house in Serene Lakes, I went to my sisters and I just cried and I said, Robin is losing his mind. He is, you just watch, you're not going to believe how he is. And in the course of from the 25th through the 28th of June, he went downhill so fast that they all watched it and they all knew. They were totally understanding of what was going on.
No one knows, first of all, what causes the prion disease. We don't know how to eradicate it. It's always progressively fatal.
Local neurologists say seeing a case is about as rare as winning the lottery.
Extraordinarily rare. And the two in Ashland, I don't think anyone will ever solve the reason that two young men developed it in Ashland that were musicians.
And I think the whole idea of coincidence is another really interesting aspect, a spiritual aspect to this story. To have these two men cut down by this disease, really in their creative prime, is something that I think leaves all of us with many questions about what are the lessons in that and what can we take from this.
Now let's bring on our conductor to lead the musicians. We hope you enjoy the Piccadilly Players.
First of all, we have two men who used music as sort of a language of the heart. They reached many, many people who were profoundly touched by the talent and the gifts that these two men had. And there's a universal quality to this story because of the way that these two men chose to use their talents and their gifts. And I think as we're exploring with people who knew them, who worked with them, who performed with them, we're starting to uncover some of those things, and it's pretty exciting.